Hi Aries, this is your love reading for the month of February. I did a different type of spread and I think I'm going to keep it this way. I'm also reading all upright. In my personal readings, I do read reversals, but I find for generals, it's a lot clearer for me to read all upright. Um, this is a general reading, so it will not apply to everyone. It is meant for anyone who may be single and dating and wondering about someone who is perhaps in their life, or it could also resonate for some people who are in relationships, committed relationships, that have some questions about what might be going on. Right away, I can see that there was a connection made for Aries that brought out a lot of new feelings, because I have the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups. So this is someone who emotionally stirred you. And I'm seeing that there was this connection that was made. It is the Two of Cups, so to me that looks like you're either reconnecting with someone that you used to know, or this is someone quite new. Now, when we get into who you are and who they are, now you are showing up within this dynamic as the Five of Wands. So, looking at everything with the I clarified, and it's clarified with the Nine of Wands. So I think you are very conflicted about this person. I think perhaps you are a little bit on guard with this person, but they're all wands. So there's a high level of passion for this person, I feel like, because the Five of Wands can often talk about jealousy or competition, or just conflict in general. So it makes me wonder what this person has put you through with the Nine of Wands. Perhaps it's been a difficult relationship for whatever reason. And I wanted to know why you were showing up as the Five of Wands with this person. And I got the Nine of Pentacles. So this may work, this may resonate differently for different people. On one hand, I think a lot of Aries perhaps feel alone in a relationship. They feel like they might even still feel like they're single. And so they're kind of like, why am I with this person? Like, I still feel like I'm by myself. Because the Nine of Pentacles is an independent card, but it's also a card of someone who's by themselves. For others, it's that you're conflicted perhaps because maybe this person has stirred a lot of feelings in you. And so you have all this passion for them, but you really value your independence and being single. And perhaps that's a struggle for many Aries to commit. Now, they are showing up as the Star. Now, when I see the Star, it often can literally talk about someone who is similar to a star. They are beautiful and sparkly, but they are really far away. More or less emotionally distant more than anything. This person could literally live far away from you. They could live in another state, another town, another country, and or they could just be distant emotionally. And I really am going with that because I asked, why? Like, why is the Star showing up for this person, and how they're showing up in this dynamic? And I got the High Priestess. So I think this person keeps a lot to themselves. I think they may come off very secretive. And for some of you, this person is secretive. For others of you, this person just is not open with their feelings at all. So they've stirred all these emotions in you, riled up your passions, and then they're kind of distant. And so I can see how that would drive Aries a little crazy. So I think for some, this person is withholding information that perhaps would benefit you from knowing. And for others, this person is just emotionally unavailable. They're distant. The major obstacle in the month of February with this person, keep in mind time is fluid, is the Chariot. And I asked, sorry, I didn't clarify this one, but when I look at the Chariot, especially in this card, there's a white horse and a black horse, and in some decks the horses are actually moving together, but in this deck they're moving apart. And it makes me wonder with the star if this person has moved away, or if they just, you met them online and they do live far away. But it also talks about just two people on two different pages. Like, you cannot come together in a relationship because you just perhaps have different values. Just, you're in different places in your life. And it can often talk about power struggles and just being able to move in the right direction. And as an obstacle as well, I often want to read the obstacle as a reversal. And the Chariot in reverse is just about, I often use the metaphor of driving blindfolded, because what's going to happen? Eventually you're going to crash. And so for a lot of you, this relationship has no direction. It needs direction in order to thrive. And I think this person needs to be more open with you about what their wants and needs are, so you can kind of stop being so frustrated with this person. You're frustrated on some level with them. Your advice with this person and your best path to follow is the Four of Wands. And I asked, how you could do that, and I got the Temperance card. So to me, the Four of Wands is telling Aries that they need to focus on security and stability. That is your best path to follow. That is with or without this person. If this person is not giving you clear directions on what the relationship is, if this person is withholding emotions or just not telling you what they want out of a relationship, your best path to follow is to just stay away from that. You need security and stability. And if this person is not willing to offer it, or if they're not willing to offer it, then it's in your best path to just, I would say, stay away from them. And with Temperance, that's kind of how you can move towards the Four of Wands. Temperance is a very healing energy, but it's also a card of patience and moderation and balance. And it's also about balancing your emotions. So I think for Aries, the message is just to not do anything hasty or abruptly, just to really think things through before you act, and to really just be patient with yourself and kind with yourself. And I think by slowing down, you'll realize that you want security and stability, and it may help you stay moving in that direction versus going backwards if this person is not going to give you that. Now, the outcome, and it's not really an outcome, because, what is an outcome? Like, a lot of tarot readers hate that word because there is no outcome. It's just where this relationship is eventually going to be moving. And what I'm seeing is it's the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles to me is a card of like patience, but also of disappointment. And so this it's like you're being really patient in this relationship. You've also put in a lot of hard work. Like the Seven of Pentacles does talk about someone who's kind of harvested. They planted their seeds, they've watched them grow, but they're looking at them and they're like, this isn't what I wanted. It's not good enough. And I clarified and I got the Eight of Pentacles. So I feel like Aries has put in a lot of time, effort, money, whatever. They put in a lot of effort into this relationship. I would say energy more than anything. And they're not happy with what they're getting back. And there is this sense of disappointment. And I asked why, and I got the Five of Pentacles. So again, the Five of Pentacles, it reminds me of what I just said about the Nine of Pentacles earlier, because the Five of Pentacles is a card of lack, and it's a card of, it can even be a card of rejection. But I think with this, it's saying that you're just going to constantly feel left out of this relationship, like this Nine of Pentacles that I mentioned earlier. Like you just feel alone with this person, like you don't know where you stand. And I can understand why you feel that way looking at how they're showing up. So your best path to follow, just keep thinking security. Does this person make me feel secure and safe? is our relationship moving forward in a direction that works for me? And if it's not, then, it may be useful to ask, why you're waiting for them. I did draw 2 love oracle decks. They're from I should have showed the deck. They're from my Romance Angels deck that I do like to use for love readings now and then. The first one I pulled was Religious Factors, and I pulled another one just because I know some people don't like this card. But when I see Religious Factors, yes, it definitely could be that you're with someone who has a very different religion than you. That is very possible. But this card is deeper than that. It talks about major differences between people. It could be an age difference. It could just be your values and your morals are different. And when I see the Chariot as your obstacle, it really, really resonates for me because I think that's a main problem. You guys are just very different. It can also talk about your upbringings, and maybe they had a very different upbringing than you. Maybe they don't like to be in a commitment all the time, and maybe you grew up with parents who were happily married or something. There's a major difference between you two, and I think that's a problem in this relationship. And then your second card was You Deserve Love. You are lovable. And I think this card is a reminder to a lot of Aries that if you're not getting it, you do deserve it. And you have to believe that on some level in order to really truly manifest it. And so you just need to remind yourself that you do deserve love, and if you're not getting it, it's okay to walk away. I'm going to see if the book adds anything on that card. Yeah, so this card can often come up, and it does come up for a lot of my singles, that perhaps your past experiences have made you feel like you are unworthy because you're never really getting what you want, and more than anything, what you deserve. But this card does remind you that you need to work on believing that you deserve it. And so, again, moving towards stability and security is really going to help you move closer to love. So that is what I have for you guys for the month of February. I hope it was helpful. And if anyone is interested in a personal reading, you can email me or you can head over to my website.